I'm making a New Year's resolution for 2019, and this stems from another concept that I've talked extensively on my YouTube channel. In the past, I've mused about moving out of the United States for a number of reasons, but a big one is that I have a lot of difficulty with persuasion with a lot of Americans, especially white Americans. For example, earlier today, I had to go to the post office to return a piece of equipment that I had rented, and when I did that, I realized that the CD for the manual was in my computer drive, and my computer was completely out of power, and I needed to plug it in for just a couple seconds to get the CD drive open. And I had a feeling that the person behind the post office wasn't going to let me borrow the electricity. I just had a feeling of that, and I got very tensed up as I was explaining what I was trying to do. I'm kind of on the road. I didn't want to have to look for somewhere else to plug in my computer, and I got very tensed up, and I asked, and I couldn't believe it. They let me borrow it, but in the past I've had a lot of trouble there. I've spent some time in other places around the world, and I don't seem to have the same problem. When I was in Japan, when I was in Taiwan, keep in mind, when I'm in Japan, I don't speak Japanese. When I go to Taiwan, I can speak Chinese, but even when I was in Japan, and I needed to borrow something unusual. I can't remember what I was looking for once. Oh, I remember now. I was staying in a hotel and needed to do some laundry, but they didn't have any public laundry facilities, but they offered to do it for me. And what else has happened? Sometimes borrowing a restroom when, you know, they really shouldn't be letting people borrow the restroom. I have much better luck doing that in a place where I'm comfortable interacting with people. Of Japan, I've been to Germany, and I had much better luck doing that in Germany, in Poland, just in the United States, especially when I deal with white Americans. I tend to do a little bit better with African Americans. I don't know why. I know it sounds a little bit funny. I just don't mingle very well with white Americans, and that's one thing I want to do a little bit better this year, is to just be a little bit braver and just say something. Earlier this year, I had a situation where I kind of caused a little bit of tension at my workplace. And what had happened was that I had made a mess because I was eating in the break room, and somebody came in with a very strong perfume, and I quickly left because it was making me ill, and thinking I was going to come back to clean up my table, and I forgot to. I got carried away with something else. I can't remember what happened. And I got in trouble. Part of the reason that I didn't speak up that time was, again, I didn't feel like I belonged. You know, if this had happened in Japan, if it had happened in Poland, oh my God, I'd be trying to speak up. I probably learned a few Polish words or Japanese words just to be able to clear up the situation. I don't know why I feel so small when I'm in the United States. But anyways, so I almost got in trouble for that. And then a couple weeks later, I had a similar situation. I was once again back in the break room when somebody broke a light bulb containing mercury, and I again had to leave the area. I have certain medical conditions that I really should stay away from mercury, even if it's a low level. And of this time, before I left the building, I actually went to the security desk to explain to him, you know, I'm sorry, my stuff's in the break room, but I have medical conditions and somebody broke a light bulb. And he was very understanding, and actually a couple of days later when I came back to work, he had helped me pack away my stuff and asked me if I needed anything cleaned or anything like that, and he would offer to, whatever it was, dry clean. Or I said, no, that's fine, it's not that high level, I'll just air it out outside, so it's good. And it just makes me realize that if I ask, I can get what I want, but sometimes I get so tensed up I don't even ask for it. And that's something I need to practice, and maybe just pretend that I belong, because I actually do. Thanks for watching.